So in today's video, I'm going to bring back a video that I did a long time ago, and it's about aliens and, see that muscle right there? Aliens and how I fell for the alien deception. Let me be clear right now that there is interdimensional entities that are not aliens, but are demonic in nature. And basically, growing up in the church, no one ever really gave me. Jesus, lady. No one ever really gave me a good explanation until I really read the Bible again, and when it talks about the fallen angels coming down and procreating with the women and making giants, and then tying that together with the counterfeit version is the Anunnaki to discredit the Bible or whatever, or just, whatever. But, when you realize that the earth is an enclosed system and outer space is water, like it says in the Bible, the waters above and the waters below. There's a firmament, or the rakia, or whatever it is called in the Greek. But once I start figuring out we're in a closed system and nothing is coming in from outer space, and outer space isn't outer space. And that's a whole nother video that I used to, when with this tattoo with the rockets and shit, you know what I mean? Like, I used to believe in outer space. I believed at one time that I was going to be able to go to Mars, okay? I was also on drugs, just FYI. So, once I figured out that we're locked in place like Logan's Run, look up that old sci-fi movie, I said, oh, so they're already here, and just like they hint in the Canadian older Prime Minister said that they're in, where does God say that they are? Powers, principalities, they roam to and fro across the earth. The devil is, Satan, Lucifer, the light bearer, is the king of the air, or the air waves, So, you're getting on my fucking nerves, lady. So when you think about all of that, and you realize that all these people from Blink-182 to Joe Rogan to George Knapp, and I used to, who was that one dorky dude that said he worked at Area 51? Listen, when I look through some of my YouTube videos and like playlists, what is that dude's name? Bob Lazar. More like How Bizarre. The things that, there's so many things that you've been lied to about, and that we just, and I believed it. And that's why they started setting the table for the UFO stuff from like the 50s, and sci-fi and outer space. It came from outer space, and Martians and little green, whatever. And because Satan's had all this time to know when his time is near, and they're going to use this alien thing, this Project Bluebeam, which was a controlled leak. It wasn't something that was uncovered. It was completely, thrown out there on purpose. But so I used to believe in aliens. This is going to be, I was on the fence about the moon thing, but I was thinking about getting like an astronaut at one time. And I was just like, that doesn't, we were talking about different ideas, me and the artist. And he was like, I'm like, I could see it like an astronaut's helmet or blah, 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 blah. Thank you, Jesus, I didn't get an astronaut's helmet, because no one has ever been to the moon or outer space, and no one is ever going there. And if you look up things like Operation, lady, you're not really supposed to cross right there, Operation Dominic, which means, I believe it means of God, and Operation Fishbowl, they tried to blow the firmament up, and the elite will show you the firmament in like the Hunger Games. What's her name? Hillary Clinton said something about the firmament, like destroying that glass ceiling and stuff like that. So, see what happened here. There's the police. You know, but I was 150%. Like I said, I've got a huge demon tattooed who's going to be holding my cat. My friend, Mystery Babylon, just released a new video, and I just look back at the shit that I used to believe in, and I thank God that I don't anymore. But you know, I know some people, you know, think that, you know, there's satellites up there floating around, but none of them ever, you never see any of them in any of the pictures of space. You know, they've been gaslighting you for all these years. I was talking to a dude at the gym, and I got up on the weight bench and like straddled on top of the machinery, and I said, imagine going out of outer space in the frickin' space shuttle to tighten up a bolt with a cameraman, and you're wearing that huge suit, and if you fall, you're going to crash into the pyramids or somewhere in India. They're not even going to find your body because you're going to get vaporized, all just because they want to show you pictures of outer space. But there's no stars, there's no satellites, there's no nothing, there's no, you know, believe what you want, folks.